your new little kitten's about to join you in your new home, so I just wanted to go through a couple of things that you might need to know in the first few weeks. So this is Pushkin here. He's going to be our little model today. First of all, nail clipping. I always say a kitten has two modes, sleep mode and play mode. He's very much in play mode now, as you can see, which makes all these sorts of things much more difficult to do. So the best time to clip a kitten's nails is when they're all sleepy and loving, and then they're going to be a bit calmer, and the job will be much easier. But we're going to give it a go now anyway. So first thing is, I always sit them up here like they're sitting on the bottom, and then just press very gently, and you can see his little claw has popped out there. Now you can see there's a pink bit and a clear bit. The pink bit is the quick, and you don't want to chop the quick because that's what will bleed. So we just want to chop the very ends off, the clear bits on the end there. So with the claw clipping, it's something that they need to get used to over time. So I always say every week, do it every week when the kitten first moves home, so that he starts to trust you. So you can see there, he's already had it done just recently, so they're not very long, so I'm just clipping off the very edges there. Now it does take a bit of practice doing this, and these are just little cat nail clippers that I've bought from the pet store. So there we are, just the ends there. Now it's tricky with some of them, and others will just sit there. He's been very good for us today. So persevere. If you don't get them all on the first go, that's all right, to come back and do them maybe one hand in one session and one hand in the other. You can do the back ones as well, but they don't tend to grow as quickly as the front. So there we are. And it's not actually the clipping that they don't like, it's the pressing on the paw. So just be very gentle when you're pressing. And I think he's had enough now. He says he doesn't want to do any more, so we might leave his other ones till later on. Now the other thing that you're going to need to do is to give him a worming pill. So this is done every 3 to 4 weeks until they're 6 months old, and then every 3 months after that. So the best way I find to do it is to get down on the floor with the kitten. So I'm just going to pop him down onto the carpet here. And what I do is I put my legs like this and the kitten in here. So that way they can't reverse backwards. You kind of got him trapped there. Then I just use one hand to take his whole head back, and you can see there I've got his mouth open. Pill down, shut the mouth, and then stroke underneath. So again, something that's much easier to do when they're sleepy, but it's by no means impossible the rest of the time. Again, just in here so he can't reverse out. Got him nice firmly trapped there. One hand, open, pill down the back, close, and then stroke underneath. He says, "What are you doing? You've got no pill there." But that was very good, mate. Well done, well done. So the other thing you need to know when they join you is that they're still very much in the socialisation period, so they need to get used to you doing all these things. So when they're at home here with us, you know, I'm doing lots of handling and lots of cradling like a baby and putting them upside down and just generally making them feel very comfortable with all the sorts of things that you're going to need to do with them when they go to the vet or anything like that. So the vet is going to need to look in their ears, so that's something that's worth doing. He's not going to let me do any of this anymore. He says, "I don't want to play anymore." But the more you do it when they're a baby, the easier it is when they do actually need to go to the vet and have everything looked at. So again, looking at the mouth and looking at the teeth, checking the teeth, the vet's going to need to do that, looking in the ears, and you're going to need to be clipping the claws. So lots of playing with the paws, getting them used to you playing with their paws, and looking in their mouths and that sort of thing. You're being all cheeky now, aren't you? You're being all cheeky. You've had enough. You've had enough. It's yeah. So the more you handle them now and get them used to everything, the easier it is for you when you need to do it. So if you want to bath your cat, it's the time to start now. So do it regularly when they're little, and that way you've got no troubles when they're older. You don't need to bath them. They keep themselves pretty clean, but if it's something that you want to do, then start them when they're young. So here we go, lots of handling, lots of cuddling, lots of kisses. Get them used to everything that you need to do whilst they're little, and they'll give you heaps of love in return.